today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I have this thing called the Belfast coffee map, right? It's effectively an independent map made by a guy called Gareth about some of his favourite coffee shops. He thought it'd be kind of cool to put together a map so that when people visit Belfast and they're looking for some coffee suggestions, there's something there for them to use. I want to use coffee as a platform to talk to people. Okay, so we're in Belfast. We're going to start this coffee journey off. It's all been planned quite tight together, so this is going to be a bit chaotic, and our timekeeping is horrible. Oh, he's gone. We're going. Stop and One is Established Coffee. This is one of my favourite coffee places. It's owned and run by Mark and Bridgine, and it was one of the first kind of cool artisan places in Belfast, and it's just sort of spurred off a whole revolution. We're actually early. Are we going to say that again today? I very much doubt it.
So Bridget and I, it was always a case of you kind of dreamed of just having your own place sometime, and it's a love of people, a love of coffee, and a love of food, and bringing all that together, and you try and be the best in the world at.
Interesting fact I just learned from Mark is every day they taste test their coffee every day. So like they set the machines up and then they test, so like they're drinking coffee, sometimes quite a few, to get the flavor right. When I checked out the map for the first time, there's like 17 coffee shops on it, right? And I wanted to try and hit them all in one day. But to be brutally honest, time's not really on my side at the minute, and it's apparently very dangerous to drink 17 coffees by yourself in one day. So I wrote down a list of some of the people in Northern Ireland, threw a few messages out to them, and I was like, does anybody want to do this? Anybody want to take part? This is just a handful of some of the people that I really enjoy following in Northern Ireland. Okay, so do you remember I was early for coffee shop 1? Well, I was 2 minutes late for coffee shop 2, but don't worry about it because they aren't even open. That's how good my planning is. I'm going to meet Dave. He runs a page called Sourcescape. I say page, it's his business. It's more than a page. Because he told us the coffee shop that I organised to meet him at was closed. That's okay. He has also worn black jeans and red shoes.
So you didn't get the memo? Oh my God.
Slightly cramping my style. Okay, plan B. We're at Clemens. Thanks for coming down.
No worries.
That's the handshake.
Pleasure.
So this is Dave. Dave is known as Sourcescape.
Yep.
And basically I follow him because he shoots some incredible aerial photography and videography, but mostly just because he's kind of a sound guy.
Decent. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Obviously, new here with Northern Ireland, like the scenes you can get, Ireland and the UK in total, like the scenes you can get for such a tight, small area, and the places that you can film is very feasible to be able to do it from a film perspective.
There's a few places on the map that I didn't visit, and the reasons being some of them were too far away. Logistically trying to get to them with their opening times, I couldn't really make it. And then there was a couple of coffee shops that I really liked that weren't on the list. So basically I used the Belfast coffee map as inspiration to go meet with people and talk to people and listen to people and have conversation. So we're heading to Bullet. It should be open, it's a hotel, and I'm gonna meet Stephen Reed there. But he's a filmmaker. But his Instagram stories have me in stitches because of his dry wit, sarcasm. Stephen runs a company called Grafters Media, and it's all about film production and a lot of animation stuff.
Well, my background was in web design and graphic design.
Okay.
And I kind of joke that I'm a recovering web designer.
Okay.
But I'd always had an interest in filmmaking. And then 2 years ago, I got an opportunity to do Christmas promo film for Ballymena. That was the first proper commercial video I'd ever done. Basically spent 3 months making this video too. It was worked on it. It was really successful. And then that made me realise I really want to be doing video. So that was 2 years ago, and I pretty much switched in 2 years from primary graphic design and web design over to video production.
It's a two-man operation on this lot. This is not efficient. That's not working. Okay, so we are en route now to Waterstones to meet up with Chris. I love this place, and it's a bookshop, by the way, but it's got a cool coffee shop. Thank you very much, man. Chris is a photographer and filmmaker, aspiring up-and-coming filmmaker. It's a blog, isn't it?
It started as a blog where I just kind of wrote about anything and everything, and then as I've kind of started making more content, it's kind of morphed into its own wee thing of what I'm doing, what motivates and inspires me and stuff. So it's just, I'm happy creating stuff at the minute, enjoying what I'm doing. So it's
10 minutes ahead of schedule. I don't know how that's happened. Let's put that down to good planning. I'm meeting Melissa Riddell. She's a DJ on Cool FM. She's a fashion blogger. She said she was going out the night before, so this was always going to be a risk. Right, we're going to crack on.
And I cycled through some vomit.
Joe cycled through actual vomit from last night. Like, and then flicked up. You gotta have flicked up on your bag. Ah. Go! Go!
Where am I going?
Down there. That's absolutely disgusting. Alright, so we're down at St. George's Market. Now you might be thinking that's an odd place to meet someone. Java Man Coffee. Now Java Man are one of the oldest roasteries in Belfast, and their coffee is really good. I only discovered them recently, but the coffee is actually good. But as you can see, on the weekends, he closes the front of the shop and they operate from inside St. George's Market. So if you're not familiar with Josh, he's basically like a YouTube and Instagram. Well, you're a content creator here in Northern Ireland.
I found video as like a moving platform, and I kind of got my passion for presenting and talking to a camera, and it kind of unleashed some sort of creativity in me that I never knew I had.
I've talked to him loads online, but never actually met the guy in real life, so that was really cool. Okay, so we are over in Botanic now at Town Square. We're meeting Gareth. Now Gareth's the guy behind the coffee map. So he's the guy that inspired me to do this entire thing. So I'm going to sit down with him, talk to him about the coffee map and find out exactly what it's all about and why he started it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So the Belfast Home Up is Northern Ireland's first pocket-sized paper publication, which basically lists 17 of some of our city's best specialty coffee shops. A bit of a flavour of what is an incredible coffee scene and culture within Belfast. And I love the people that are involved in the coffee scene within Belfast. I love their ethos and their passion for the city. So for me, coffee is more about just a hot beverage. It's a culture. It's a thing that brings people together. It's a thing that people can easily share with one another. And for me, that's my passion. It's sort of the social side of what coffee brings.
Now we've got one little problem which we overlooked. We filled one of the memory cards. That's my fault. I'm shooting at 50 frames instead of 25. So we just have to make a very, like, as if this wasn't tight enough, we have to drop into the office real quick and dump the memory cards and then change the settings to ask my bad. Okay, so we've dumped the cards, we've reformatted them, I've set my camera up to 25, which it should have been the whole entire time. And now we have to make our way back up to the pocket. That's Queens. And that's the pocket. Here I'm meeting Matthew, who runs the Best of Belfast page. It's a blog, it's a podcast, it's an Instagram channel, and he shows a lot of support for local guys making films, local guys taking photographs, and he works on promoting Belfast. So I'm going to have a quick chat with Matthew. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so basically the platform comes from just this desire to share the stories of Belfast. You know, we come in contact with so many small things and so many people every single day, but we don't necessarily know the stories behind it. Whenever I write a blog post or whenever I wrote a social media post, it's me telling the story. Okay. And I really, really wanted people to hear those stories, but I wanted them to hear it from the source. And I was just blown away by like, oh my goodness, look at all these awesome places in Belfast that I have no idea about.
Shoe wasp. Oh, how good was that donut?
Pretty good. You do like those style donuts more than me.
Yeah, I do. The vanilla in it was like, plus with sugar everywhere. After the bee left me alone, the bee came back. Yeah, I was shaking his hand. It was all sticky. Anyway, we gotta go meet Daniel Smith now. Let's go. Okay, we made it. We're in District in Stranmillis. That's Daniel Smith.
Cheers. And so I'm Daniel Smith. I am a graphic designer for Queen's University.
How long have you been shooting for?
So probably like sort of seriously for about 4 or 5 years. Before we got married, me and my wife, not me and Dad.
No, that's not.
We decided we were going to go to Vietnam for a honeymoon. So I think that was the sort of really big kick in the arse to sort of start taking good photos, so I could go over there and to capture what Vietnam is about.
Yeah, so. Man. What's for lunch though? That's the question. Okay, so we've got a bit of a natural break in the day. Good planning again. I'm going to call that good planning. So we grabbed a little Sambo from District. We came down here to watch a game of football. We don't watch football, but we thought, let's watch football while we eat a sandwich. When the football match finished, or doing that thing, you're gonna have to kick it back. Go on, have it. Good kick. So much was relying on that kick being good. So much. Alright, we are done with the football. We're gonna crack on with the day. Root and Branch. Okay, I've lost count of what number we're on. We're at Root and Branch Coffee on the Ormer Road. I'm gonna chat to Simon, who owns and runs the place, and just try to give you a vibe of what Root and Branch is all about.
Well, I mean, it's really simple. It's a local, humble coffee roastery, and we put a coffee bar in for a proof of concept, so people could come along and drink our coffee while we're roasting it. So yeah, we're a coffee roastery. Instead of opening a cafe where we brought other people's coffee in, we wanted to roast it ourselves because we wanted to have a little bit more control over the length of the coffee pipeline.
One of the things that Ben and I feel really keenly is a real commitment to this land. There's a commitment to Northern Ireland, or Ireland, however you want to call it. We've got our own culture here, and we've got our own aesthetic here, and our own style, and we've got our own history of food. The adhesive, it's the means of that social cohesion, and in a really individualized, atomized world, it's great that we can provide that and facilitate conversation and human engagement.
Okay, so that's Simon from Root and Branch. That guy you thought it was just coffee. It's way more than coffee. We're walking down the Ormer Road and we're gonna go to Cafe O, and we're gonna meet up with Liam Stryker, who, if you know Liam Stryker, he's a bit of a maniac. We were supposed to be meeting Liam Stryker. He's such a flake.
He does it every time.
This is the first time we've tried to do it.
And it's every time.
But it's 100% of the time. He doesn't pitch up every time.
Yeah, I took off my whole Saturday for this.
Yeah, just for Liam.
Yeah, for Liam. And it's a no-show.
Yeah, there you go.
I could have been earning money, but instead I'm cycling around Belfast today.
It's been fun. Yeah. It has been fun. We met some interesting people. While we're talking about what people do, what does Joe do? So why don't you, I know this already, why don't you enlighten the folks?
I do sound stuff, like sports sound design. Should I talk to the camera? Should I talk to you? Because you already know.
Joe basically he's a sound, I don't know why I'm doing that. He's a sound designer. So he goes out and re-records all the sounds, or records them at the venues, and rebuilds the soundtracks. And if you're watching bike films and people hitting brakes, or there's tires going through dirt or gravel and things like that, he re-records all those sounds. Does it for short films.
Yeah. mixing of it, so like surround mixing for films.
Do you think that's picking up, and do you think that sound design is being accepted in the industry in Belfast, or do you think that a lot of like videographers feel that they can just do the sound themselves?
I don't know, I think it always sort of has been that way, where so many videographers have to do everything.
Yeah.
So they kind of get used to taking on all these different roles.
Thanks for stepping in there. We got let down, classic Liam. We are on our way to General Merchant Cafe because we're going to meet up with a friend Dio from Power Video, chat about some video film stuff with him. What's up, Dio? Thanks for joining us today. Give us a breakdown. Tell us what the Power Video is about and why you guys do it.
The Power Video is basically about trying to get more people involved with using video content. We've been to conferences all over the world, and there was nothing like that here in Belfast, nothing like that here in Ireland. So the first year was pretty much we reached out to a few creators, and they were interested in coming over, so we kind of planned it from there and kind of snowballed into the Power Video conference. And the main reason behind it was kind of to help promote what we do as a production company, but also give other people an opportunity to go and see these guys and go and chat to them, and kind of, you know, they're inspirational, their video content's amazing. It's cool to have these guys here in Belfast.
So what's business like as a film production company in Belfast?
It's good, it's busy, there's a lot of, it's quite competitive as well, but there's lots of different, I think there's more and more brands and companies are realising the power of video and finding that that's the direction they need to be going in, and whether it's themselves just shooting on their mobile phone and, you know, building up that kind of following to then later down the line using, you know, proper production company.
Okay, so that's us done at the General Merchant. That was Dio from Power Video. We gotta head back into the city centre now. So we're city centre again, we're at the spirit of Belfast down by Victoria Square. We're meeting Melissa Riddell here, and she was supposed to meet us earlier. Remember we mentioned her?
So I'm a presenter on Kill FM, and I got into there from doing a placement.
Okay.
I did a placement for 5 weeks, and I tried my very best to make a good impression, and in a nutshell, that's sort of what happened. Yeah, and I got trained up by them, and now I have my own show. Well, I would say I'm just a normal girl. And a girl whose dreams have literally come true, and that I know how cheesy that sounds. I find with the influencer world, I want to be sure to always keep a hold of my integrity, because I don't want to just be selling my soul for a free pair of shoes. Do you know what I mean? I want to always be giving my honest opinion. I'm still always going to be Melissa Riddell from Mayogal Road, literally the middle of nowhere.
I find it fascinating where you're from, because you're from not a rural area, are you? But you're from the countryside.
From the countryside,
and you do, like, so much of your persona is city based.
Yeah.
So like I didn't get that when I met you. I assumed you were city based. So I think it shows you how you transfer from that side. But one of your stories, you were going out for a night out, and you were about to be getting dressed and getting dressed for the night out. But before you did that, you had to jump out into the farm and count the cows.
Yes.
I was wetting myself laughing at that. I just thought, like, that's so cool. Like, I mean, I've never met anyone that's going to be doing that. It's like just two completely different worlds. Yeah. That was Melissa Riddell. She's really nice. Yeah. We're going over to Starbucks now to meet Ashley, who runs a blog called Oh So Femme. It's like a fashion blog. He loves Starbucks. Not my cup of tea. Ashley loves Starbucks apparently.
I love
What
Starbucks.
are you drinking?
Caramel latte, but I actually have caramel frappuccinos usually.
Caramel latte. There you go. Back to sugar.
That's why I go to the gym.
Yeah,
Better
I'm
go
on
to
a
the gym.
water. I'm on a water. I've had way too much caffeine and juice today. Thank you very much for coming down.
Let's do like cool.
That's very gangster. That like yeah. Oh, we're doing high fives now. You were going out tonight, obviously.
Yes, I am, but it was a 5-minute get together. So
Oh yeah. I'm not going out anywhere. I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What is Oh So Femme? Why did it start?
So Oh So Femme started because I did a degree in fashion design.
Okay.
I went to Australia to try and find a job.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I did an internship, and I was in it for 3 weeks, and it was non-paid, and then I couldn't afford it.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my god, this is my dream, and I can't do anything with it. So then whenever I came home, I used to meet my friends uptown.
Okay.
And I would dress whatever way I wanted to dress, and I would go uptown, and people would laugh.
Okay. What are you wearing? Big hoop earrings?
Yeah. So then I would I remember going up, so actually I would be quite paranoid, so I would go back to the house, I would change to suit to everybody else's style, so hoodie,
poppers,
you know, yeah. And then what happened was I had all these clothes and I had nowhere to wear them.
Okay.
And because I had nowhere to wear them and I had clothes and I'd spent the money, I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to take a picture of it, and then I know that I've styled this outfit, it's recorded somewhere, it's documented somewhere. So I was like, I don't want anybody knowing it's me. So I had these big sunglasses. That's where the sunglasses originate.
Okay, so we're out of Starbucks. It's really warm in there.
I think it's just us.
My face is red.
I think it's just because we've been cycling all day.
Well, I look like a... Where are our bikes? We're on the last video of the day. Right, is that one rolling? We are inside the Mac. We've got coffee cups, but I couldn't do another coffee. It's flipping 7:30 at night. Claire didn't want a coffee.
I don't like coffee.
So this is Claire. She runs an Instagram account, is how I knew her, and I have to swear here because she's picked the name with a swear word. So she runs an Instagram account called fucking Claire Photos.
I want to take the photos that other people can't get, and I feel that that's basically what I'm achieving at the moment.
That's cool. That's cool. So you've been backstage with the likes of Green Day.
I have.
What? Give us another couple of names. Some big bands you've been.
Bad Religion, Against Me, Tenacious T as well, believe it or not, and I love the backstage stuff. That's the stuff that no one sees, and that's the stuff that people really want. So, you know, and it's a challenge for me too, because I'm still, you know, it still makes me very nervous while they're kind of sitting talking, and you know, backstage is essentially, you know, that's their personal time, that's their private time, and I get to sort of be in on that, taking photos. So I love it, I enjoy it. Yeah, I spent a good 2, 3, 4, 5 years just around Belfast shooting smaller gigs before I could work up to the bigger ones.
Okay.
You've got to have a good portfolio behind you, and you know, don't be afraid to ask for things. You know, if you don't ask for them, you know, the answer's always going to be no.
Yeah. Okay, so that's us done. That's everybody. That's too much coffee. We're gonna go grab a beer. So we'll catch you in a bit. So there you go. That was the trip. That's what we got up to. I've procrastinated so much and taken so long to edit this video over the last however many months. I've literally dodged it at every opportunity that I've grown this beard and my hair out. I've also created a playlist with each of the individual interviews. So like if you want to check out any of the full things, they're all like 8 or 9 minutes long. You can go and take a look at each of those in the playlist. Thank you to everybody that took part. It was an incredible day. It was a long day. I was knackered at the end of it, but it was worth it, and I learned a hell of a lot about organising something like that. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have anything you want to add or ask, drop a comment in the comment section below. Check out the guys if you get a chance. And if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye.